Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's so nice to see you all and feel you all today. Wow. Well, Afia said it right. This is an inaugural experience. I have been doing everything in person except when I facilitate something for another group, like the XI world. I did Total Human Reset. So this is my first event. Welcome everybody to this experience. And, my intention is to bring and offer you something that's really different. So for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Alli Suter, and this is Nutrition for High Frequency Living. So how many of you are completely new to me? I'd like to hear you in the chat, or I can read the chats. Hi. And also new to me and new to frequencies, because we invited a wide range of people. There are some people here who have never heard that word, and there are some people here that live by that word. So we're going to weave everything together. Wonderful. Oh, so good. So nice. Thank you. Wonderful. So before I get into what we're going to eat and all of that sort of stuff, why a reset? I know it's a really popular word. It's something that's used all the time, especially right now for spring. And I specifically chose that word. I chose it for the energy and the frequency of it. Reset. To reset your nutrition, reset your relationship between you and food. And as I was creating this program, so many things were growing in that garden. I feel that humanity is inundated with rules and diets and so many regimented ways to go about eating that I don't know about you. Sometimes when I look at all of that stuff, it just makes me have a freeze response. And then I just say, forget it. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. That's really what I hear my clients saying. And I feel that energy when I look and I do research, and I have clients that bring up some new diet and crazy fad that's out there right now. So then I go on, Dr. YouTube, and I look to see what information is out there. And it is absolutely overwhelming. So how can that be? How can there be one lifestyle choice that says, eat only this, follow these rules, and you will be healed? Eat only this, follow these rules, and you will be healed. So my intention is to reset that and to bring back the sacredness of food. It is really a sacred, beautiful experience that most of us fall asleep during while we're consuming our food. And I can really sense in the field this craving and need for that, and the default of, well, if I just follow the rules, everything will be great. Well, shoot, I followed those rules and then my body didn't really like it. Just give me some more rules. I want you to tell me what I'm supposed to be eating. I hear that all the time. And yes, I'm going to give you guys some guidelines, and I want to explain to you why I chose these guidelines and what the guidelines are truly there for. Why are they there? It is absolutely not because if you follow this, you're going to be healed. Every single human body is so uniquely different. So uniquely different. That's why there are so many diets and lifestyles. And the energy around it is, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. And then honestly, you can find something that works for you and your body will acclimate, and guess what? It's not right for you anymore. You can have a fasting lifestyle, and after a while, your metabolism acclimates and does slow down, and it doesn't work for you anymore. And then you start eating again, start eating more carbs or whatever you decide to choose, and you gain weight and you're like, well, fasting doesn't work. It's not about that. It's about the key component of your true relationship with food. And I'm not talking about psychology and eating disorders, although those are real and they're very real. I'm talking about something that is even more sacred, even more present, even more in the moment when you're with your food. So as I was creating this and all of these, flowers in the garden, if you will, we're blossoming. I realized even in my own life that I wanted to bring back even more sacredness with food. We've gone from taking time and love and energy to be able to put the food on in front of us, to having a metal cart down a grocery store aisle, plopping things in and hoping that we look at the ingredients and hoping that we know what we're doing. And those ingredients over most of the food that is in a box and touched by man, they are designer foods. The designer food aspect of it means that many scientists paid lots and lots of money to study how our body works, our taste buds, suppressing our hormones that say we're full when we are, lighting up our brain. So we're like, oh my God, this feels so good. This must be a great relationship with food. And it's not. And when you eat healthy, nutrient-dense foods with that intention, just like Emoto's studies shows you the intention, how water is affected when we pour our love, intention. And it's not like you necessarily have to sit down with this big ritual, although you can. I'll join you for that. It takes, with practice, it just takes a moment, being present, being in your body, feeling your tasting in your mouth. Everybody, please take a big, deep breath in. This is a very important relationship that we have. And if I can illuminate that within you, then you will be guided on what you need to eat, when you need to eat. And I feel like intuitive eating is also become a psychology and an excuse. So we're really talking above the mind. We're really illuminating the spirit, having this human experience. So if you will, for a moment, just imagine this beautiful, bright light, this divine, sacred, amazing light that you are. And here in this body, experiencing food, because when you're pure spirit form, you're not experiencing food. It is a sacred experience that not only fortifies your cells and allows you to experience higher levels of frequency, it is actually a sensational, sensual, amazing experience. And so if you get lured, which is understandable with the marketing, down a road where you're eating processed foods, chemical foods, even if they're vegan foods, even if they say they're organic, they're still designer foods. That your system is offset. You'll eat beyond when you think you're hungry because it's been designed that way. So your body is not trying to sabotage you. I promise. It is really trying to give you the signs that, hey, I don't speak English, so I'm going to speak body. We really should go down this way. This is not working for us. So through constipation and brain fog and disease and all of these things that happen, there's symptoms. It's your body speaking to you. So in this reset, my intention is to really reset that and begin the courting between you and your food. It's really such a beautiful experience. And when you're really connected in the present moment and you're understanding, okay, my divine, beautiful light is having this meal, so many answers will come to you instead of, the joking, but you're not really joking. Well, my spirit really wants cookies, okay, haha. It's not to say you can't taste sweet things. I want you to know there are so many incredible resources that you can have cookies that are not killing you. And so finding a professional nutritionist that can give you all those researches, 3 decades of studying, I have more resources than you probably really want to know. Ask my team. It's that relationship. So as I begin to talk about the foods that you're going to be giving your body a break from, I really invite you to lead with that curiosity. Lead with that through the eyes of your spirit, experiencing and having food. Have food through the eyes of your spirit. That just makes me feel so excited. And yesterday I was having lunch by myself in this beautiful Japanese restaurant at the sushi bar. And I was so with my food and just so excited about the resources that we have. And I must have let out this loud, like, the guy behind the counter was like, oh, that must be good. Like, yes, like how incredible is it that this tuna came to me from Spain? We have incredible resources. We just need to cultivate our relationship with it in a more sacred way. So I'm bringing the sacred back to nutrition. That's what I was thinking about this morning. So, all right, looking at my notes. The other thing that came to me is, you really are the owner of your being. So it's like eating through the eyes of spirit is what I really feel. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to eat. And also in that viewpoint, when you decide what to eat, what questions are you asking yourself? There's a moment, it usually goes by like this because we're so busy. So I would just want to plant that seed. Like, what are you asking yourself? What makes those choices? I'm too busy. I'm too hungry. Write them down. Write them down, because those are clues. And those are some tips and hacks and tricks and things that I can certainly help you with. You're like, Alli, I don't have time to be in the kitchen. I mean, hopefully you'll speak to me with nicer tone. Just like, I don't have time to be in the kitchen. Let's figure this out because I want to explore this. So noticing how you make your choices, noticing when you talk yourself out of a better choice. And please don't ask your emotions what you want to eat. How many times have you seen this in movies and TV or whatever, the talk in the town? What do I feel like eating? I don't know what I feel like eating. I'm going to go to the refrigerator. I'm going to open up. Maybe I'll get to know what I feel like eating. Don't ask your feelings what they want to eat. Ask your body through the eyes of spirit. What do we need today? Well, I know I need more protein. Maybe I should ask Alli how I can actually up that intake. I really want to explore with more plants. Well, actually, I'm already eating all raw vegan. I must be doing it super perfect. But my stomach's really upset. What's that relationship? Just because you're checking all the right boxes doesn't mean the sacredness has been brought onto your plate. And then when you're actually eating, even if you're in a hurry, how can you cultivate the sacredness through the eyes of your spirit, through your body, as a circulatory experience? I find that's just not ever spoken about in nutrition. Your spirit is this benevolent, amazing being that is experiencing this time, space, now body. It wants to be, you want to be fortified with nutrients, and benevolent means all knowing. So honing in this guidance system for yourself, you will be able to find what you need and want to eat. So with that, we are going to be giving ourselves a break from one of the 5 categories. So maybe you've already taken a peek at the ebook by now. Maybe you've looked over. Some of you have already decided to, give up one thing, or not give up, please scratch that. Give your body a break. It's so much different when you give your body a break from something than when you give up and I can't have. So we're approaching this as a group, as a mastermind, through curiosity rather than lack. I can't have that. We're not doing this. My stomach hurts. I got to figure this out. Do you feel the difference in the 2 energies and the 2 frequencies? What am I giving my body a break from? Processed foods? That's a big one for most people. Anything in a box, anything in a can, anything in a jar, anything that a human being has touched and repackaged. Please read the ingredients. If you don't know what it is, it's probably not food. Google it. When I do kitchen makeovers, I go into people's homes and I pull out all the processed foods and put it on the counter, and playfully and lovingly and joyfully, we go through all these ingredients. And most people can't believe that a lot of it is actually legal to eat. So we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I invite you to look at the ingredients and decide if that's what you want to give your body a break from. So if that's what you want to give your body a break from, in my ebook, I have a lot of suggestions on what you can do. If you love chips, what do you love about the chips? They're salty, they're crunchy, they're convenient. Well, you know what else fits those 3 categories? carrots who have already been shaved, cut up, put in water, put in the refrigerator. Takes 5 minutes to prep that. When I go to the grocery store, I come home, I shave them, I cut it up, I put it in there. It just takes a couple more extra seconds. So when I'm in that hurry mode, I can grab the carrots, salt them, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lemon, super easy. It takes just as long as maybe a bag of chips. Maybe they're not dry. Maybe they're maybe they're healthier for me. They still satisfies that crunchy, salty. So when you're looking at what you're giving up, what do you love so much about it? Is it the designer chemicals in the food? That's okay. This is something that will confuse your system. So just knowing that and knowing you're going to try something different with curiosity. Is it because it's easy? It's because it's fast? What is it? Knowing those things brings you really in the present moment. Like, what is it about this? Oh, I like that it's cold and creamy and sweet. Wait a minute. I'm eating this when I really want to be hugged and loved. Oh, it's not about the food. How can I cultivate even more love in my life? Oh, look at that. So through the questions, you'll be able to discover your relationship with food. So the other category is sugar. I know it's just talked about so much. We know it's not good for us. And I did like a quick history research on sugar, and I was astonished on the history of it and how it used to be hidden away and locked away in like a bank type situation because people would eat it and like it just floods your entire system, rots your teeth. There's a dentist who traveled the world and looked at how sugar has affected the world and the indigenous people and how they didn't need dentists until sugar was introduced. So we know that though. What is it about that sweet thing that you have to have? And in that moment, it's like, I don't care. Are you saying that before you eat it? I don't care. I'm just going to have it. What is that relationship? What if you treated your lover like that? I don't care. Let's just get it over with. Let's just do it. I'm really inviting you to be open to something that really isn't spoken about. The intimacy between you and food. Only you can put the fork to your mouth. Only you know what you say before you decide to take that bite. I can't do that for you. Nobody can do that for you. And if you keep looking for outside sources to make the decisions, to give you all the rules, to give you all the regulations, those are helpful tools when you lead with this presence and curiosity and this reverence and harmony and the sacredness between you and food. So with sugar, there are several healthier ways to experience sugar. In my ebook, I did keep fruit. Fruit is amazing. It's full of all kinds of enzymes. I invited you to eat it in the morning. For me, it's just too sweet. My blood sugar goes whoop, whoop, and then I'm hungry. And that's okay too. Noticing all of those things and noticing if you're like, well, forget it. I'm just going to eat all day. It's fruit. It's healthy. That energy tells you right there how your body feels through the eyes of your spirit. The more you practice it, the more you practice presence, noticing your environment, noticing the taste in your mouth, really being present. You may be a little surprised how often you do all the check marks, you get the healthy food. Let's assume you put healthy food in front of your plate. And then you fall right to sleep and you're on your phone and you're over here and you're looking at this and you can't help yourself and you got to watch the movie and you got to talk to your friend. It just takes a second to really be with the food and bless it with that frequency, sacredness. And then you can be with your friend and continue with that connection between you and your food. It's just a deeper, richer experience. And then you slow down when you're eating, noticing the textures, noticing all of that. It's really, really, really beautiful. The other category, meat. It takes a lot of energy to digest meat. It takes a lot of energy to digest meat. So giving your body a break for 10 days, 7 days, these days are going to be your choice. It's not me saying you have to do this and you have to do that. Here's a guide. Approach it with curiosity. And I invite you to use these tools to be present, to see what's working and what's not working for your body. So meat, that's a great thing to give your body a break from. Takes a while to process through your body. I suggested the Oxy colon cleanse. I've been calling it OxyVal for, I don't know, 15 years, however long I've known him. And it's called the oxycolin cleanse. Those are really great. You take them at night before you go to bed, and they're really great for heavy meat eaters and heavy dairy eaters. And then if you feel like you might have gas, don't trust it, go to the bathroom. Trust me on that one. So meat and then dairy. Anything that we give our bodies a break from allows our system to reset, whether it's giving our body a break from the way we eat or the things we eat. So, and I also put alcohol on there. It's something that can be very hard on your liver. And so just giving it a break for 10 days and noticing that relationship with it. When do you go to it? What is that relationship? I love experiencing this all as if it were my lover, because guess what? It is. It fortifies me. I care for my food cares for me. And then that's above the psychology. When you're really present and knowing why you do what you do, everything else just orchestrates around that, because you are a radiant being and your food will fortify that. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to take 5,000 supplements in order to achieve wellness. That's hard on your liver as well. So deep breath, please. All right. Where are we? Pure presence. I love that all of this stuff, I have my lists and we're covering it all. So the rules of this reset are here so that you create more focus on what you're doing and you give your body a break with what you're doing. When we create focus, it creates discipline. And the type of discipline that I'm inviting you to experience is, saying healthy discipline is really my go-to for describing it. It doesn't come from lack and like no pain, no gain. And it comes from curiosity. So for example, I don't always feel like exercising. I don't always feel like drinking water. How do I tap into that healthy discipline for me to do it without feeling like I'm sacrificing or like I have to do it and follow the rules? Because that frequency and energy between me and my lover doesn't feel very good. But through the eyes of my spirit, I'm like, hydration. Yeah, I'll do that. That feels, and that feeling is not an emotional feeling. It's more of a sensory feeling. And I've caught myself many times going to the refrigerator and saying, oh, I don't have anything to eat. I'm like, Alli, yes, you do. You have a magic refrigerator. There's some veggies right there. It might take you an extra 3 minutes to chop and put in some water. Your body is worth it. My body is worth it. My experience of my spirit through my body is worth it. And I promise you that with practice, everything we do is practice. The crappy choices are practice. And some of those foods with chemicals in it, they just make that practice a habit a little quicker. So anything that we do repetitively becomes part of our ritual, becomes part of our nature, becomes practice. So the presence is practice. The healthy choices are practice. And even if you're eating all these healthy choices, please notice what your relationship is around that. Well, I don't want to get fat and I don't want to have this and I don't want to have that and I don't want to have disease. That doesn't feel very good. Think of it as your lover, because it really is. And then there's all kinds of tricks and tips and things like that I've mentioned many times. So I had a client tell me, well, I'm going to Italy and I want to eat a lot of carbs and I want to enjoy myself. So I don't want to, omit that. Okay, great. A tablespoon of vinegar and a tall glass of water cuts down the glucose by 30%. How cool is that? Eat your veggie first. It'll line your inner intestines, your small intestines with fiber, and it'll cut the glucose, which is the sugar spike, by 30%. Awesome. Easy. Without that relationship, though, you might forget to do it. You might say, forget it, I don't care. Or you might not even think to ask. So Whatever your favorite thing is, there is a healthy alternative. And through the eyes of what I see, love, self-love, true self spirit love for your own spirit, experiencing this in this time space. There's a resource for everything. Just ask. How are you guys doing so far? Am I making some sense? Yes, it is an attachment on the access page. There's the ebook is on there, is downloadable. Yeah, so somebody's asking about coffee. And again, what works for you? For me, regular coffee it's too acidic for my system. So I love the mushroom coffee, which I have as a link on the back end. And I make this concoction in the morning with the mushroom coffee and some pure monk fruit, which I also put on the back end. And now I'm putting a really clean Vita Supreme whey in there with hot water, and it makes it really creamy, and it gives me my protein. And it's 20 grams of protein first thing in the morning. So no, it doesn't follow the keto, yet it follows the Alli. It follows what my body really needs. So if coffee's not working, or you're like, I really love the way it kind of gets me going, makes me a little jittery. What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? So let's find out what works for you, because there is a resource for everything. Let's see. Good. Frozen blueberries can be good. Okay, good. You know, the processed food is a big one. It is just the easiest thing to eat, and it's the easiest thing to forage, right, with our metal carts or our apps. So please let me know how you are enjoying the recipes. Anything that I present is easy, because first of all, second of all, and third of all, if it's not convenient, if it doesn't taste good, and it's not something, and if it's something I don't want, I'm not going to eat it. So I'm not in the business of having people eat things that don't taste good. Your taste buds crave what you are currently eating. End of discussion. So if you're eating chips, if you're craving chips because you're eating chips, on occasion we'll crave something that's going to be an emotional swoop. And with paying attention to that, you'll be able to shift it through that awareness and through your relationship with food. Most of the time, 99% of the time, we all eat the same things that we've been eating. It's easy. It's convenient. It's like, whatever, I'm not going to explore anything else. I don't want to try a radish. I didn't like radishes when I was little. Do you feel that frequency around that? The sacredness of food, and that's how we're treating it? You know, what if you had your closest lover, friend, confidant, family member that you just absolutely adore, and you have not seen them in a really long time, and they walk in the door, and you've seen them in years, and you're like, hey, good to see you. I'm on the phone. I'll be off in a minute. And they're like, okay, I only have 10 minutes. I'm only going to be here for 10 minutes. And you're like, yeah, okay. And you keep ignoring them, and you keep ignoring them, and they leave. That's what happens between you and that moment with your food. Your food is that important, and we're not paying attention to it. And so that's what I want you to lead all of these rules or all of these guidelines with, the ebook with the recipes, with what you're giving your body a break from. You know what you need to give your body a break from by looking at that list. You don't need me telling you. You know what you need to do to make your kitchen set up for success. To drink more water, put a glass by the water jar. To not have the cookies and the cakes in the front. Well, but I have kids. So I had kids. Like, see the world through the eyes of your spirit. Let's see. Oh, somebody had also asked about powdered vanilla versus like the liquid. Powder is a little more pure and clean. It's just what you feel, what you have for yourself. You're giving up your cauliflower pizza. That's great. Leading with love and intention. That's wonderful. I love that. And so Diane, when you drink water to fulfill a hunger desire, just really, bring presence to that moment, feeling a hunger, desire. Sometimes it's really good for our bodies to feel hungry. It's not, what is hunger? What is that moment? Does your body really need nutrients? Really bring presence to that moment. Why would you want to just feel the hunger? Because sometimes if you're going past an eating window and your body's kicking into autophagy and starting to cleanse things out, that's the kind of presence that you don't like radishes. I like radishes with salt and lemon. I like pretty much anything with salt, lemon, and olive oil on it. So this reset is something that's it's a lot different of a perspective. So this is the very reason why I've invited Sajady to join me. Each person I've invited to join me for these 10 days was chosen specifically because as I invite you to cultivate the relationship with your plate through the eyes of your spirit, having this experience, sometimes there are patterns and there are things that are getting in our way that are what I call above the mind. And things that you brought in from your lineage. And so Mas is somebody that can help you clear that to really cultivate this reset. And I'm gonna, before I have you come on, Mas, I'm going to, I think one of my favorite quotes, Mas quotes, is having a cleaner environment for your immaculate spirit, your immaculate being to come into yourself. So as I was speaking earlier about the way that you choose your food through the eyes of your spirit, that just says everything to me. So today Mas is going to be doing an initiation medi, and that is focused on opening the possibilities to a healthier you. So I hope all of that made sense for you and you're clear on what you're giving your body a break from. And I look forward to having any of your questions. So without further ado, welcome, Mas. Hi.
Hi, guys. How are you? You guys all excited? I am.
I can't hear
But
you, but let me see.
you can't hear me?
It says you're on mute.
Yeah, it seems like it's working. Oh, wait. Let's see here. Is that
Oh,
better?
sound is good there. So maybe it's just me.
Can you guys hear
Okay.
me?
I just can't hear you. That's okay.
Oh, wow. That's kind of interesting. I can hear you, hon. That's interesting. Okay. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get comfortable, get situated. We'll spend about, say, 15, 20 minutes. And, as Alli was saying, and that's what's so perfect about, this 10-day cleanse is that you can eat all the foods that you want that help you cleanse, but then let's raise the bar a bit, and we'll help you cleanse at an emotional level, experiential level, where people hold on to, say, whatever happened in the past, whether it's good or bad. We just want to clean it out, because even if it's good, it starts to decay, right? We can learn from those experiences, be thankful for those experiences, but we can just move on from those experiences, and we'll cherish them forever in a timeless realm. And then also, more importantly, is the genetic makeup. Okay. Now, I don't claim to, transform your DNA, although a lot of you shifted using shifted your DNA. So you'll get cleaned out within these 10 days. And I would suggest listening to this meditation throughout the 10 days, especially at least once a day. All right, let's get comfortable, get situated, noticing where you are, noticing, say, the space around you, noticing you in your space. And just noticing your throat area. And you can close your eyes if you'd like. And whether you're sitting or standing or, walking around, that's all good as well. But just be aware of your body as you're walking, or you're sitting, or lying down. Notice your environment and then your body. And you can close your eyes if you'd like, or you can keep them open, whichever's best for you. As you take a breath in again, inhaling through the nose, belly, breathing into the chest. You can start to, if you wish, you're always in control, relax as you allow your environment to create this security around you. Secure enough knowing that you can just be here, or you can just be present within yourself, present with your surroundings. Again, feeling safe. Knowing that you are safe. Perhaps your body confirming that you are safe, you're secure. You're in the best position right now, the present moment in time. Your body might confirm by allowing your jaws to relax more, or the back of your neck or your shoulders as your muscles as your body gets heavier as you let go. Even right down through your arms, through the back, into the hips, and then down the legs. As we breathe in again, getting comfortable. Being here, we can let go of old paradigms, old ideas, old memories, old concepts of self. Whatever happened in the past, good or bad, we can learn from the past and then be a better version or grow stronger. But as we take a deep breath in, most of us, for some reason or another, we live from the past and bring that past into the present moment. Whichever one that you, whichever pattern that you operate from, just notice it. There's probably a good reason, but perhaps that reason was from a long time ago. So as we take a deep breath in again, thinking back to that self-image, your belief system, concepts of who you think you are, the knowledge that you have, and then further back. For example, your mom and dad being a certain shape. Again, that's something from the past. Those things that we think are just normal or we're just stuck with. Science has found that, well, those things can change too. As we breathe in again, getting comfortable with a new version of self. You may wonder what that would look like. Maybe aging younger, or maybe recovering from a disease, maybe changing your body shape. maybe having healthier skin, changing your propensity your pattern of aging differently. Taking a deep breath in. And in your mind's eye, as we go deeper yet, you might find yourself in a strange or different city. Not necessarily strange, but different. Or maybe even on a different planet. Notice what that feels like. Notice how you created that imagery. Where would you be? Is it something that you're familiar with or just a totally complete foreign place? And again, maybe a different planet. As you look around, notice what you see. As you walk through the city, notice how that shows up. Some of you might see this advanced city. Some of you might see an old city. Some of you with glass buildings. Um, some of you might see a city from the 50s. Some of you might see, let's say, a bazaar with open fruit stands, vendors. Some of you might see something very different than what I just said. All I asked was you're walking through the city. So breathing in, paying attention to your toes while you acknowledge the visual or the experience. And noticing the sights, the sounds, the smells. It might be even foods that you can taste. Street vendors or restaurants. But as we breathe in again and go deeper into that visual, does that help you at a frequency level cleanse at all levels? So we're just playing around with this visual. Nothing more, nothing less. As you go through your experience in your mind's eye, notice how 3D it feels like. Might become more than a visual. You might find yourself absorbed into that reality because it feels so real. As we breathe in, accepting this break, allowing yourself 100% to be present in this new reality. And we're just dreaming, wondering, visualizing, that's all. So it's safe to go even deeper. You're walking around, looking at the shops, perhaps, or whatever else that you might be observing on your walk through this city. You start to observe the people. They might look the same, they might look different. They might not even look like humans for some of you. You're on a different planet. And you might wonder, it's like, wow, how did my mind create this visual? And as you look around in your mind's eye in the city, as you notice your neck, as you notice your spine, as you notice the visual, you may start to realize that things are so different. Everything's different in this city for you. The only thing that's the same is you. Breathing in again, going deeper. And you go, what if I was a different, better version of myself? How would this city look like to me? If I was somebody different, again, a better version of you, perhaps void of the experiences that you had in the past, learning from those, expanding from those. As you look down on your body, observing your hands, your legs, your torso, perhaps morphing into that possible version that you could be. Perhaps feeling yourself, having a different self image. As you look back onto the city from your focus of your body being different, you look back on the city in your mind's eye and, well, things might be different for you. You might see that city from a very different perspective. And you go, wow, you know that the city didn't change. The only thing that you can think of is like, well, if the city didn't change, how I saw myself in this city must have changed. Looking at your watch as you take a deep breath in, notice, did you have a wristwatch, a pocket watch, any other kind of watch? Did you check your clock on your phone? Or maybe there was a clock around in the city. You can notice what shows up. Just observe. And as you take a deep breath in again, start to realize that it is time to go home. So you walk back where you started your journey, and you find yourself back into the position where you are now. Wondering what possibilities lie ahead for you. Just going to leave you in this state. Hand it back to you, Alli. Okay.
Thank you, Moss. That was really
You're
beautiful.
so welcome, hon.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And I think it's best to leave everybody in this state.
Yeah.
So, if you all have questions, just email me and my team will put the email down below. Have a beautiful afternoon.